Members of the Police and Prison Civil Rights Union, Popcru, are marching to the union buildings. They're demanding a 10% wage increase. The thousands of workers from the criminal justice cluster don't want government's 3% wage offer. The union says workers have not received increases over the past 2 years, while the inflation rate stands at 7.8%. It says it will reject anything below the inflation rate. The workers also want a housing scheme to be implemented, support and the filling of vacant positions in the sector. Well, for more on this story, let's cross now to SABC News economics reporter Katlego Lekhodi. Thank you very much, Katlego, for joining us. So where are you at? Are you at the union buildings now? What's happening?
Good afternoon to you, Nompu, and to our viewers at home. We're coming to you live from Madiba Street, that's in the city of Tshwane. We're just a stone throw away from the union buildings. That is where the members of Popcru will this afternoon submit their memorandum of demands to the presidency and treasury in terms of those issues that you've highlighted there, where they're saying that they're rejecting outright the 3% offer that the employer has presented at the bargaining council. They've also taken issue with issues of safety and security for their members on the ground, saying that their members are experiencing unprecedented attacks, and that leads to what we call as police killings that we've seen playing out, in the public. Also, just taking issue with the fact of the austerity measures that have been presented by the Department of Treasury, this from the year 2020, that have actually more or less deprived them of actually moving around. And you can imagine, Nompu, that the socio-economic challenges are still persistent on the ground, and they're saying that 3% offer by the employer is not going to do anything to change the situation on the ground that is felt by their members. But I'm going to bring into the conversation now Mr. Bekin Chali. He's from COSATU. He's the general secretary there. We know that COSATU is the mother body to affiliates like your Popcru, and we're seeing you, sir, here alongside other COSATU leadership to support really the work of Popcru as they push ahead to go to the union buildings. Welcome to the SABC. Maybe just let us in on your role here as COSATU. We're seeing that you're out in your numbers and demonstrating with those that are demonstrating here today.
Indeed, we were here to give support to our affiliate Popcru, supporting the demands that they are raising, as you have summarily indicated. And the reason they started at the Treasury is because Treasury hold the purse in relation to the austerity measures, which affect workers, particularly these sectors, from the police station to the court to the correctional services, and of course to their all well-beings as workers too. And the amendment of the act that will allow workers to be able to draw part of their pension during the difficult times of needs.
Some of the issues that they are raising here as workers form part of those issues that we saw COSATU moving ahead with that national shutdown earlier in August, just to push through to see some changes. Has there been some sort of a move where those demands and where what you are calling for is concerned? Because we're seeing that some members here, they're still complaining to date. We're still seeing rolling blackouts. It seems as if the situation is just moving from bad really to worse.
Indeed, I think Treasury is moving very, very slow in relation to those particular issues. And one of the issues we're demanding was the release of resources so that we can deal with the issue of ESCOM. And as we know that no country, no investment will happen in any country where the security of energy supply is not being addressed. Despite the fact that the president have indicated and the fact that now they want us to wait for the MTPS in October, we think they are moving very, very slowly in dealing with those issues. We raised during those protest action the question of the collective bargaining, which we think the ANC government is driving that particular processes of undermining collective bargaining. It has not been addressed. We are mobilizing. This is one of the mobilization towards the 7th of October because our demand has not been met as yet, and we're not going to stop. That's why we are taking this as part of that mobilizing, and we'll continue to do so until they agree.
Mr. Chali, thank you very much for your time. Nompu, I'm going to bring in some of the workers that are here to just tell us how difficult it has been for them in terms of navigating these tough times. Mama, welcome to the SABC. How difficult has it been, Mama, to just navigate these times?
Thank you very much for being given this opportunity as a member. I'm here to support Popcru because they are fighting for the rights of the South African people. So it's very much good and it's very much important because we are still fighting also for the reservists. So when Popcru is assisting us, we feel so proud. That's why we are here as the reservists to support the national march.
Okay, let me bring in another worker. Just let us in. How difficult has it been for you in this sector?
It's been difficult for 3 years. We haven't received an increment from since Jacob Zuma went out of the office. When Ramaphosa came in, we thought it was Senzo in administration. But we realize now it's no Senzo Mgunu, it's him, it's Cyril. The problem is Cyril. And we are sick and tired. What's our money? We are sick and tired. He must go. He's not coming back in December.
Yeah, the workers are there really.
We want to buy houses. He must give our money. We want to buy houses. He must allow us to buy RDP if that's the case.
All right.
We refuse 3%. We don't want 3%. We want 10%. Yes.
Viva Popcru, viva! Viva Popcru, viva!
The workers out here are just basically demonstrating. You can hear that indeed they are calling for their money, saying that the 3% is not enough in terms of the socio-economic challenges that are existing on the ground. We're inching closer to the union buildings. So this afternoon, that is where that memorandum of demand will be submitted to the presidency. Back to you in studio, Nompu.